19-year-old pop star Justin Bieber was arrested for the first time today. Bieber is facing numerous charges after a wild night in Miami Beach. It's sadly all too common for young stars who begin acting out with drinking, drug use, and often fast cars. So will he get the message before it's too late? Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
Strutting out of jail, it was Justin Bieber as his devoted fans have become accustomed to seeing him, starring in another spectacle. This time, clambering atop his SUV, saluting the crowd after his arrest overnight for a DUI, and being ordered back into the car by corrections officers. Much earlier in the morning, authorities were pulling him out of a car. Miami Beach police say they spotted this rented yellow Lamborghini and a red Ferrari drag racing. Police say not only were Bieber and his friend in the red Ferrari drag racing down this street, but they had their entourage behind them in SUVs blocking traffic so others wouldn't interfere. Cruisers finally caught up to the muscle cars.
When he opened up the window and confronted Mr. Bieber, he smelled a strong odor of alcoholic beverage.
Police told ABC News Bieber hurled insults at the arresting officers. After spending the evening skateboarding, the Bieber even Instagrammed this image of himself and then partying at the exclusive club mansion and then allegedly drag racing. He spent the next 6 hours sobering up here at the Miami Beach police station.
Mr. Bieber made statements that he had consumed some alcohol and that he had been smoking marijuana and consumed some prescription medication.
ABC News has learned his blood alcohol level was 0.04, well below the legal limit, but since Bieber's under 21, still considered a DUI. He faces 3 charges: driving under the influence, resisting arrest without violence, and driving with an expired license. And that triumphant, grinning mugshot, so different from the more pensive Bieber in that bond hearing today. The judge granted Bieber a $2,500 bond.
DUI, alcohol, or drugs.
Still, Bieber was biting his lip.
Resisting without violence and driving with an expired driver's license.
It wasn't so long ago that Justin Bieber seemed so wholesome.
Thanks, girls.
I grew up with not a lot of money. I lived with my mom. My mom and dad split up when I was really young.
He was the 13-year-old Ontario boy living with his single mom, whose YouTube performance went viral, spawning a record career that sold over 15 million records and nearly 4 billion YouTube views.
I feed off the fans' energy. If they're screaming really loud, I get pumped up, and it's really exciting to me.
Like so many child stars, he had to come of age in the spotlight.
I'm growing up, I'm becoming a man, I'm maturing, my fans are growing with me.
But it was not always so easy. There were the tantrums, the scuffles with paparazzi, the traffic stops. But even as late as 2012, he sounded like he was a young man with a lot of control.
You got to be responsible, and as far as alcohol, you just have to be responsible. Don't drink and drive and excessively. I think you just have to be responsible.
Then things started getting weird. It was just months ago that Bieber reportedly fired most of his team, including crisis manager Wendy Feldman.
Several months ago, Justin Bieber sort of made a switch in his team and those people who were closest around him, the experts who advised him. And you can tell when he made that switch because that's when things started to go downhill really, really quickly.
The photo ops stopped being so positive. Justin Bieber urinating into a bucket. Justin Bieber leaving a notorious brothel in Rio de Janeiro. Justin Bieber painting graffiti on the side of a building.
I don't think that many 19-year-olds go through this sort of explosion of bad behavior, but you have a kid who grew up without 2 parents, who grew up really quickly, and who has $1 billion.
And just this month, he was accused of egging this house, causing $20,000 in damage. Bieber denied the incident, but it has some people wondering, was he a young man out of control?
Justin Bieber does not get it. Justin Bieber is one of those celebrities who thinks he lives by a different set of rules. He thinks because he has money, bodyguards, and power that he's impervious to the traditional rules of society.
Of course, he's not the first young pop star to step out of line and into the spotlight for the wrong reasons. Singer Chris Brown, for one, can't seem to avoid it. First, there was the 2009 domestic violence charge brought against him by his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. Then a nightclub beef with the rapper Drake, and just last fall, a fistfight outside a Washington hotel. And Lindsay Lohan seems to have spent more time on tabloid covers than on the big screen since her once promising acting career was derailed by a hard partying, no limits lifestyle. We're talking 6 separate trips to rehab and more time in courtrooms than Judge Judy.
I think Lindsay Lohan has the same problem that Justin Bieber does. Failure to comprehend that she's responsible for her own actions and has to live by the same rules as everyone else. You look at Lindsay, you see a lot of parallels. It's a girl whose career was a rocket ship, and now it's a dud, quite frankly.
Not necessarily so for Justin Bieber.
The greatest concern for Bieber is the DUI. The other charges, he'll walk away with a slap on the wrist for that.
Trailed by his faithful pack of fans, so-called Beliebers, and perhaps an even more dedicated pack of paparazzi, his release was an event. Fans swooning that the fresh-faced crooner might show his face. And he did under extraordinary security. And then the Biebercade rumbled off. You'd think it would all be over. But no, Bieber's SUV's barreling right back to Miami Beach, America's party capital. For Nightline, I'm Matt Gutman in Miami.